All right. All right. Let's talk to Gingy. You guys ready to talk to Gingy? Let's talk to Gingy. Let's talk to Gingy. Hold on. Hi myself. Okay. All right. Let's go to Discord. This is Gingy's channel. Okay. So make sure you go sub to him. I'm going to do that in a minute. Let me hop in. Let's see. Discord. And there he is. Gingy! Hold on, let's... Hey,
I got your stream on mute right now so I can keep up with the chat, so...
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine, Doc.
Hey, nice. What's up, man?
It's going good, man. I just want to say off rip, I'm really nervous because you got like a really awesome chat, and I don't want to come off as stupid towards them. So,
No, man. The whole look, we're all stupid here, okay? They follow me, and I'm stupid, and then I kind of pass on some of that stupidity to them. We're all kind of dumb, so it's all good. What's up, dude?
Yeah. It's going good, man. I mean, where do you want me to start with today's game, man?
Whatever, bro. We could talk about today's game. We can talk about whatever,
Life
like
in general.
yeah, just life, video games. I don't care.
I mean, I'm sorry to the Spurs fans, obviously, like, but we got to be honest here. We got lucky in tonight's game. Like, the Magic are like 2-7. Oh, I just got to follow. Claim the Spurs fan has subscribed. You weren't already subscribed to me?
That was so
No,
stupid.
kidding,
It was so
kidding.
stupid. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I was like, why am I not? So I went in and did it.
I'm messing with you, man. But I mean, we gotta be honest here, Spurs fans. Like, we got lucky in this game. Like, shout out Dylan, I think it was, that was talking to me in the chat. The Magic we're 2-7, I think. Now they're 2-8 since we're gonna win this game. But he said it was just two versions of bad, and that's why we won, because we were giving them so much space and they were just missing. And that's why I said we were getting lucky, because they were going, I think they were 35. I just checked the box score. I think it said they were 35 from field goal and 20 from three. So, I mean, we were leaving them completely open and they were just missing shots, and that's why we won. But you could do that against like any other team, and we're going to get shot out, which is what's been happening the last couple days. And we just got lucky this game. We need to step it up for real.
I'm really starting to come to the conclusion that maybe we're just like not that good. I mean, I don't want to say that, but yeah, I'm starting to feel like we're just not that good. Like, we're there. The foundation is good. It's just God, man. We don't have a star. We don't have someone that we can just lean on. And I looked at the stats. Who posted? I don't know if it was Noah. Somebody posted it. Spurs Twitter guy posted it. Probably Tom Petrini. And he basically posted it and showed like our averages, which is, it looks nice, but it looks really bad, because you don't want averages where like everyone's scoring like, I don't know, 10 to 17, 18 points. Like, it just doesn't look. Oh, let me see if I can find it actually. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Someone in my chat said he can't hear us. What the heck?
Can't hear us?
I can hear you, but somebody in my chat said he can't hear either of us. But it says on my end, on my Streamlabs, that the audio's going through. So, Fernando, it might just be you, man. I don't know.
Let me see. I'm gonna go to yours. Yeah, I can hear me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's
see if I can find
but
it. Tom Petrini posted.
I was watching Wednesday's game, obviously, because Wednesday I was planning on talking to you, and you were just like dead, so you were like, let's talk on Friday.
Yeah, I was gone.
But I mean, Friday we just looked tired, man. It was the same sort of thing. It was the same sort of thing we saw tonight, which I think our main thing, aside from shooting and stuff like that, is communication, which is really weird to say for the San Antonio Spurs, because we constantly talk about like family and like, you know, we're really close to each other. So we've always, like, the Spurs have always been like a close-knit unit, but for some reason this season it seems like there's just that we're not communicating correctly, because you look on some of the plays on defense, and it seemed like we had like 3 people on one guy, and again, like I said, we with 3 people on one guy, we're like triple teaming somebody. We're leaving 2 people on the corner open for a 3, and it's like, come on, guys, what are you doing?
Yeah.
We aren't doing switches off screens correctly, and the communication is just. And if I'm looking down, by the way, for people watching the camera, it's because, like I said, I got Clan's chat down here, so I can keep up with it. So
I was gonna say this. I think I agree with you. Like, I think communication wise, it's kind of weird. It's really strange though, because like that's one thing we should be able to hang our hat on, is how good we are defensively. But it seems like we're more so just opportunists. Like, I love the energy and everything's there. It's just like, I don't know if it's the basketball IQ or just not being in the right place. It's very strange. I know that this team hasn't played a lot together, so I know that's part of it too.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes it's like, man, I would think when you have so many supposedly high basketball IQ defenders, that it wouldn't be this many like shocking mistakes on defense, where it's like, what? It's very weird.
So this is something I just thought of. So I don't know. I could be very wrong on this, but it's just an idea that randomly popped in my head while I was talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we constantly talk about how players on the Spurs are like competing for minutes and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that maybe that has to do with it, or no? Like say like, oh, I wanna go for this shot when I know I shouldn't, or I should block this shot when I know I shouldn't, because I want, you know, that highlight reel, I want that box score so that I get more minutes versus somebody else. Do you think maybe that has to do with it, or is that just something that I shouldn't even think about?
No, I think part of it, I think part of that is true. Like, when it comes to, like, for instance, you know, Keldon Johnson, like, I think sometimes Keldon, he has so much tunnel vision, and in his mind is like, I gotta score or I'm gonna score. I don't think it's necessarily like a selfish thing necessarily. More so just like, I have to be the guy, or I have to make sure that we win, or I have to help us win. I just think that they don't play with a lot of like team ball mentality sometimes offensively, and it's very. I mean, it's really sad to see, and sad to say, but it's kind of what I'm seeing right now. But with that being said, though, I mean, it also kind of contradicts itself. It's almost like the eye test versus like the stats, because I think the stats show that we're one of the top assist teams, right? Aren't we number 1 or number?
We're up there in assists, yeah. But I get what you're saying, and I agree with it. I don't think it's intentional. Like, it's not a thing where it's like, oh, I gotta score so that this person can't. It's not like that. It's just it's sort of like a passive thing where it's like, okay, I need to do good, so I keep my minutes, and that's sort of taking away from other players. But it's weird, because again, you just said like it's weird that it's so like off point that I'm trying to gather my words. I'm sorry. It's so like
not
alternate dimension that the Spurs are not working as a team, because that is something for years that we have commended ourselves on. You know, our Instagram is full of players going like hanging out with each other, and you know, Spurs culture is a family thing. You know, we talked about that when we talked about the whole Ben Simmons thing, that the Spurs are a family. And now we're coming on here and we're saying like, oh, we aren't working as a team efficiently, and it's like, it just sounds weird saying those words, that the Spurs aren't working as a team.
Well, to be fair, like, even if I think of the last few seasons, it's just such a weird dynamic shift over the last 3 seasons. Like, when you're starting off with DeMar DeRozan in LA, those are ISO players. DeMar DeRozan was kind of more so the facilitator, kind of the best facilitator on the team, I would say. And then you go into this season, and now it's like it's all on Dejounte, which Dejounte did well last season as well as a facilitator, but now it's like completely all on him. Derek White's still doing his thing, but just overall, man, it's just sloppy. I think that's the part that gets me like the most, is just how sloppy it is. I wish that it just wasn't so sloppy. It's just every game. It's starting to get to a point now where I'm watching it, and I'm getting less and less excited. Like I'm there for them, like I'm cheering for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm getting less and less excited the more I
Yeah,
watch them play.
it's getting hard to like get through these games, man. Like I get you. Like as much as I am a Spurs fan, I'm a diehard Spurs fan. I've lived in San Antonio like my entire life. You can see on the camera like all the Spurs stuff I got around here. But man, it's been rough to get through these games. Like I told you on Wednesday, because like I was gonna try and stick through the whole Wednesday game because I thought we were gonna talk on Wednesday. But then you were like, "Oh, let's talk on Friday." I stopped watching at the half, man. I was like, "I'm not,
I'm not doing this.
3/4 of this." And it's I don't know, man, because it's kind of ironic though, because me and you both made videos about like when that article came out where it's like Spurs are least watchable team, and we were like all pissed off. And it's like, it's like they might be right here in a few, which is like sad to say. I don't want to say it, but it's like, man, if we keep playing the way we are, and what is our record right now? Are we like 3-7 right now? Something like that?
I'm going with that. Let's see. 3-6? 3-6. Is that right? 3-6, I think. Yeah.
So that's 3 out of 10 games. So that's 30%. Let me do 30% of 82 real quick.
It's 3 out of 9 games. Right?
82 times 3. So if we keep winning, I know it's only the beginning of the season, but if we're only winning 3 out of 10 games, we're not even gonna break Pop's record this year. Because he needs 26. He needs 26 games, right? And 30% of 82 is 24. So we'd be 2 games short. I'm not saying the Spurs aren't gonna win 26. I'm saying if this continues. I'm not saying it's going to continue, but I'm saying if we use this as a baseline, you know, we're in trouble.
It's very strange, man, because I'm gonna assume this. I think that we're gonna continue to struggle, like in the first half of this season. I could see us winning some that we shouldn't win, and that's kind of been the case thus far. Like we've been in close games that we shouldn't be in, and it really just came down to who's gonna finish. I said this once, and I'll say it again. I do not think that Dejounte Murray should be the main guy finishing. I just don't think that necessarily needs to be the case. Not saying he can't do it, but that's a lot to put on him. And if he has to take a game or a few games off here and there, like we are screwed. So I would much rather it be like a more team effort. I mean, for instance, that last game really pissed me off. The fact that we had Devin Vassell open quite a few times, missed him down the stretch. It was like, what are y'all doing? But with that being said, I think that it's going to have to be Lonnie Walker, Devin Vassell. I don't want it to be Dejounte. Not to say he can't do it. I think he should here and there, but it's going to have to be more of a team effort. And if that's the case, then we're just going back to what we did with DeMar DeRozan. Part of the reason why we didn't make the playoffs last season because we were just too heavily dependent on DeMar DeRozan saving the day.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that.
I've been watching Vassell since he got drafted, man, and Vassell's been hooping. Like straight up. So I think we need to play more of Vassell. But I like what Ruru said in the chat. He or she, I don't know.
It's she.
Is
she?
Okay. Said pretty much backing up what we said that they need to learn how to play together, and it's a team chemistry thing. And I talk about team chemistry so much on my channel because even though I am a Spurs fan, I do try and cover like other teams, and I've talked about team chemistry so much, dude. Like if you took a shot every time I talked about team chemistry on my channel, like you might get alcohol poisoning. Because I mean, I talked about like not to divert away from the Spurs, but I mean I've talked about the Lakers. I made a video I think 2 weeks ago. It's already got like 100 views, and like it was a sort of a clickbait title. I'm not gonna lie. It said why the 2021 Lakers are destined to fail, and it was like pretty much the whole basis of that video was team chemistry and how they're not working together. And but I saw Raleigh in the chat also say one of the things we need is a legit power forward, and I agree with that because we're sort of in a weird dynamic where I hear people saying opposite things. Like like it literally goes back and forth between every single game. Like after one game, somebody will say like, "Oh, we need some more guards," and like after another game, people will say like, "Oh, we need more big men." And it really boils down to the same thing we always say, which is we need a superstar. You know, we need a little bit of each right now, because there's teams that are really good at one thing or really good at both things. Like you look at Giannis with the Bucks, they have a great big man. They're going through the paint. They're finishing really well. And then you have other teams, obviously like Golden State, like their entire game is beyond the arc. And right now we kind of need both. Like we don't have, like, we have good big men. We have Jakob and we have Eubanks, as much as like people say like Jakob and Eubanks' offensive game needs to be worked on. And Dejounte and Derek White and all them, they can finish, but at the same time, they're not going to finish as good as a big man. So it's like, okay, well then what if we shoot beyond the arc? Well, if we try shooting beyond the arc, you get what happened tonight, which is like we're not making any shots from beyond the three, except for Doug McDermott. You know, Doug McDermott, even though he's playing the four, you know, he's like shoots lights out from the three, in my opinion. And I was talking in the chat, I really like playing McDermott. I like playing Eubanks too, but again, it becomes a conversation of minutes, because I like Eubanks and I like Jakob, and I like them for two different things. So it's like if we could combine them, and then we have a great center, but they're both good at like two different things. Like Eubanks has a pretty good offensive game, kind of weak on defense sometimes. Jakob, amazing defense game, kind of can't play offense sometimes, you know?
Yeah. And I said this, like, I end up tweeting this out, and I was joking because I'm really sarcastic, but I end up saying like, oh, you know what? We're really just one star away. Why don't we go get DeMar DeRozan? And the point that I'm trying to make when I said that was like, yeah, we're not we're not like one star away from being a, you know, playoff team necessarily. Like we need more than just a star. DeMar DeRozan's playing fabulous right now. Funny thing is, when he was with us, he was also playing great. It was just that obviously he didn't really have a second guy. Like, I think, this is just my opinion, I think every single player. Oh, hold on.
Someone having a G League game?
Something's loud. What is that? What is that?
Someone loud on my end or your end?
No, my end.
Oh, okay.
There we go. It was ESPN being stupid.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no, anyways. Yeah, what I was saying was like, we're not just one player away. Like, I would love to say that we are, but we're not. We really do need like something else. In my opinion, every single player on this team right now, as good as they are, any player that's good, I feel like they're really like the third option on a really good team. I don't necessarily see, and people are gonna, you know, get mad at this, I don't see Dejounte Murray as a second guy. When I think of second guys in the league, like, dude, it's people like, you know, CJ McCullum. I mean, we're talking, you know, if you want to say Clay, like, who's some other sidekicks in the league that aren't championship teams? Chris Middleton. Like,
I was about to say Chris Middleton, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. LJ said stop hating Clay. I'm not hating. I'm just saying that I don't think right now how we're constructed. If you're talking about we go and get a star, I think that DeMar DeRozan's a star. I think he's one of the biggest stars in the league right now. I think DeMar DeRozan is an MVP candidate, which he is an MVP. I don't think that he is an MVP candidate. If he's an MVP candidate, then why didn't we make the playoffs last season? It's because we don't really have a clear second guy to me. I think DJ is like, you know, third, which is fine, but I think he's like more of a third. Why is that cap? Oh my goodness, they're
People
angry.
hating on you in the chat. I get what you're saying.
Impeccable.
I get what you're saying.
Oh no,
People
impeccable.
keep saying Lando in the chat. Like I was talking about like, oh, we need somebody that has a combination of Eubanks and Jakob. And a lot of people are saying Lando. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen enough of him play to make a clear judgment on it, so I'm not gonna talk much on that. But I mean, people are saying he needs to play more. So if he plays more, then I can get an opinion on him.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
But
and Jimmy Butler said even Jimmy Butler is not a number one guy. Yeah, Jimmy Butler would be like a second guy. Okay, people getting angry. No, somebody said I'm speaking facts. Okay, I don't know. You guys, I don't know, guys. Look, I don't think DJ's a second. Does that? Okay, let me just. I just want to say it for a minute. Okay, doesn't it make sense? It at least makes
Your
sense.
chat is going off. Right
Yeah, they're
now,
like
bro.
angry. Like it makes sense though, right? It makes sense. I
I
said,
get what you're saying.
DeMar-
I've never seen your chat move this fast though.
yeah. I mean, you see, DJ. If Levine is a number 2, then DJ is a number 3. Who said Levine was a number 2? Did I say that? Levine over D. Okay. All right. You're saying Levine is a number 2 on that team. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like this. Levine is a possibly number 1, number 2 on that team. DeMar DeRozan on that team is a possibly number 1, number 2. Yeah, DJ will be like a number on a. I'm talking championship team. Okay, I'm not just saying just make the playoffs. You get a star that's bigger than DeMar DeRozan. We made the playoffs in that last season. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if we're talking about superstar or like championship, we're ready to take that next huge level. I don't see if DJ can be the number 2 guy on a team. I don't think his game is set up that way. I don't know. Yeah, and he's making trouble. I know, I know, man. I know. I got it. I don't know. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Gingy. Save the day. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, people keep talking we need a power forward, and that's our biggest issue. I mean, TD was power forward / center, and we have all these shorter guys, but even with shorter guys, we're not hitting threes. And we had the talk just like literally right before we got in the call of Chet Holmgren versus Paolo Banchero. And I mean, Quinn was saying, me and Quinn were talking about it, so shout out to Quinn in the chat. But he was saying like, oh, I don't want Chet Holmgren, and he said the exact reason as everybody else, which is his weight. Chet Holmgren, can I cuss on your channel?
Yeah, sure.
I was just gonna say, Chet Holmgren is a skinny motherfucker, bro. He is a twig. So I get the weight thing, like he for real looked like anorexic, bro, or whatever the term is. But at the same time, like look at where Giannis was when he started. Look at where Primo was. I mean, you just made a video the other day about like Primo got jacked. Look at Evan Mobley. People were saying Evan Mobley's skinny, and now he's like, I honestly think that Evan Mobley can win Defensive Player of the Year in the next couple of years, which I also made a video on. So I mean, like people are so quick in the NBA community to talk about like, oh, this person's too skinny, but like there are literally people paid to work on that sort of thing, like to get somebody jacked. Mm-hmm. So yes, Chet Holmgren's weight is a problem, but I don't think it'll be a problem in the long run. And we were talking about like the whole tanking thing. We were talking like, oh, is tanking worth it even if we don't play our rookies? And I think it was Courtney that said that, so shout out Courtney. But I think if we had Chet Holmgren and Joshua Primo, bro, that'd be an unstoppable team. That would, for real, in my mind, and I know this is a crazy comparison, and people probably gonna hate on it because Spurs fans hate when people get compared to our big three, but I honestly think that Primo and Chet Holmgren could be like a next like Tony Parker, Tim Duncan. And the reason I don't want Banchero and I want Holmgren, besides like their position and their playing style, is also you have to look at their personality. Again, I just said so many times on my channel, I talk about team chemistry. Chet Holmgren has in so many ways proven how much he is a leader, both in basketball and in his community. Like, I was gonna do a video on him, but it ended up getting scrapped. But like, he won a bunch of awards for leadership in high school, and he did like so much for his community and everything. And then you go to Banchero and you watch like any Banchero highlights, and Banchero's just got like, all hyped, like big man vibes. And I feel like it could honestly turn into another situation where, I don't want to like speculate too much, but I feel like if we got Banchero instead of Holmgren, it could turn into another Kawhi or Ben Simmons situation where they just feel like they're hype about themselves and they don't really work well in that team sort of vibe in the NBA because, they feel like they're the number one when they're a rookie.
And And by the way, I agree with everything you said. And it sounds like he's a legit Spur. And I made a face, but I wasn't making a face towards you. I made a face because I just read something like really briefly in the chat. And I feel like I don't mean to like take it off topic for a minute, but I feel like it's necessary for me to say this so they'll like stop getting angry. Okay, can I just say this? Because you know people starting to bring up like how I'm a hypocrite because I love Derek White. Yes, I do love Derek White, but I will say this. Okay, you guys ready? You ready? Listen, Dejounte Murray is a better player than Derek White. Yeah, I said it. He is a better player than Derek White. So stop getting angry with me. I can say it. Dejounte Murray is a better player than Derek White. But what I will not listen to is someone actually say that CJ McCullum or DJ is better than CJ McCullum. I don't agree with that. I don't know. I don't know what you guys are watching. I will not say that. I mean, what do you think? You think that he's better? DJ's better than CJ McCollum?
You asking me?
Yeah. What do you think?
Nah, I'm sorry, Spurs fans. DJ's not better than CJ McCollum.
Yeah, I don't know where you get that from. Like, I mean, CJ,
as bad as the Trailblazers are doing, like he's with Dame doing bad. I think CJ didn't he drop like 38 the other night?
I mean, he is a offensive. I don't want to say juggernaut. That's kind of a strong term, but I mean, offensively, he's ridiculous. I mean, he kills us almost every time he plays us. Like, I don't know. And in today's NBA, although I love what my boy DJ brings to the table, like defensively, obviously, rebounding wise, but as far as like guards are concerned, having a guy that can score like CJ McCollum, that puts you over the edge. If you got the right team, I don't know. Let's see. I'm just looking at his stats.
Ruru said in the chat that tanking doesn't do anything. You get a top pick and still in rebuild, still further away from the goal. I don't know. Like Clan talked about it earlier. I just think like I feel like every few years we're rebuilding, which kind of sucks. Like ever since 2014, it feels like every 3 or 4 years we have a new rotation of players. Like as soon as like 2014 hit, it was like, all right, now our team is DeMar DeRozan, Rudy Gay, and LaMarcus Aldridge. And then like 3 years passed, and it was like, all right, now our team is Lonnie Walker, Derek White, and all these guys. And then like another 3 years passed, and now we're like, all right, next year our team's gonna be Primo and whoever we draft. And it's like, when are we gonna get it right? But I really do feel like, you know, I'm on the Primo hype train, and I want Holmgren. And there's people in the chat still talking right now about Holmgren versus Banchero. I've already explained my take on that. I think Banchero is gonna have sort of like an ego problem, and I know that's speculation, you know. And again, the thing with Holmgren in the chat right now is like talking about like his skinniness. Like I saw Quinn again say like I feel like Holmgren is too skinny to stay healthy and not get injured. I feel like again you can just put him in the weight room for like a couple months to a week and you're good to go. But I mean, it's hard to say, man. But I really think we should pick Holmgren, and I think that he would be good for our team. But again, the lottery is random. Even if we supposedly did tank like all the way down, you could end up like you still could get, you know, the 8th pick or something from the lottery, because I mean that's how the lottery works. You know?
Yeah. I'm not crazy about like purposefully tanking at all. Like I've never been kind of hype about that. In my opinion, you know, just play your hardest, and if you're not good enough, then you're just not going to be good enough. I mean, how many teams have purposely tanked over the years and got no success out of it? I don't even know if I can think of a team that's recently won a championship from tanking. Like any of them? Have any of them actually?
I mean, the 76ers did, and look what's happening with Ben Simmons. And then you have, I watched...
OKC, right? OKC? Is that one? Did they tank purposely to get their big three? I don't know.
I watched a Jimmy High Roller video recently though, and he was talking about like butterfly effects in the NBA,
Mhm.
and he brought up some teams that were tanking, and I forget if it was like Chris Boss or Dwayne Wade. It was like one of the Heat players, but he was talking about like the Heat were trying to tank, and somehow they accidentally won a game. I don't know how that worked,
Oh.
but
I feel like I remember something like that. I don't.
Yeah.
Like it's like in the back of my head. Oh.
like somehow they were trying to tank, and somehow they accidentally won, and by accidentally winning they got a different pick, but by getting a different pick they actually got the better pick.
Okay, that's
So
strange.
it was like they had a plan, the plan went bad, and then the plan went good again somehow.
That's really weird.
So it's like tanking intentionally never goes the way you want it to. But I feel like it would be good to get like some sort of draft pick. But I get what Ruru was saying, where again I was saying like it seems like every couple years we have like a new new set of like franchise guys, I guess you could say. Like it's like, when are we gonna get it right? Because we had again, like I know I'm repeating myself, but it's like we had DeMar DeRozan, LaMarcus Aldridge, Rudy Gay, and then it was like, all right, get rid of them. Now we have Lonnie Walker, Derek White, Dejounte Murray, and then it was like, all right, now we want to get rid of them again, and we want to play Primo and whoever. And it's like, okay, we're all on the Primo hype train now, but what if Primo doesn't work out? Are we gonna try again in 3 more years?
Yeah.
Like, you know.
And you know what? I completely agree with you. I think that it's gonna be a long road, to say the least. And hold on, who said something?
Raleigh said Robinson and Duncan were both #1 picks, and then
we didn't tank though.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, by the way, so let me address this really quick.
Raleigh said Holmgren equals Nowitzki.
Earlier, somebody said that CJ McCullum was one-dimensional. I never saw CJ McCollum as one-dimensional. Averaging.
What does that even mean?
Like he only scores.
He only does one thing.
He only scores. That's pretty important. But okay, so he averaged about 23. I got it on the screen. He averaged about 23 points. And let's just look at last season. If you don't even want to talk about this season, he had a steal a game. He had nearly 5 assists a game. He had 4 rebounds a game. I don't think that's necessarily just one-dimensional. I mean, you said that like he's a sharpshooter or something. Like, and then this season, 23.4 thus far, 1.4 steals, 1.1 blocks, 3.8 assists, and 4.1 rebounds. So he's contributing in all facets of the game. So I don't know what you mean by he's one-dimensional. But hey, if I have a one-dimensional scorer that's shooting 45% and 40 from 3, I'll take it. I don't know what to tell you. So. Yeah, no, CJ McCollum is the definition of a second guy. That's what I see as a second guy, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Shout
out Raleigh. Shout out Raleigh or Rolly. He said in the comments exactly what I was saying. He said we can't keep drafting 4-year prospects. And like I just want to talk about something in the chat if that's cool with you.
Yeah, go ahead.
LJ said, y'all forget DJ played defense. How good would he be if he didn't waste energy on defense and used his energy to score? I take that as telling DJ to not play defense, and I think with the new foul baiting rule, that is not a good idea. I'm talking about in some new videos coming out that with the new foul baiting rules, defense is becoming such a huge important role again in the NBA, because you can actually play defense without getting BS called on you. And it's one reason the Bulls are so good right now, because I mean they're if you look at like the team stats, they're like dominating in steals and blocks and everything right now. So I mean, if we just don't play defense, then that's going to be a problem. But I mean, that's kind of what we're seeing right now. I was talking earlier, you got 3 people on one guy and you're leaving 3s open. So
yeah. And somebody said look up Dejounte Murray's stats. So give me a second. I did, but give me a minute. I'm gonna do something. Actually, no, I can do it this way. Whatever. All right. Yeah. Dejounte is playing great. I don't know what you're. I mean, I don't know. What do you want? I mean, two steals, 0.4 blocks, but 2 steals, 18 points, 8 assists, 7 point, about 8 rebounds. Yeah, he's an overall good player. I don't know. What am I looking for? That you're saying that these stats are better than CJ. I mean, CJ McCullum has Dame on his team, and he's putting up these numbers, and I mean, kind of taking over for Dame. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's part of it, though. Like, to be fair to the chat, I think that's part of it because Dame has been playing like booty the last couple games.
I don't know. But, I don't know. I guess. Hold on. You don't think DJ can average 23? 20 in a season? No. I don't.
He'll be under 20. He'll be something like 17.
Yeah. I don't think he can average 23 points. I mean, 23 points. That seems like it's not a lot, but that's a whole lot in the NBA. Like that's a lot. Like even DeMar, as well as he was scoring last season, he was like 21, right? Like it's really hard to get over 20 in the NBA. So no, I don't think that he can average 23 in a season. If he does, it will be this season. So we'll just wait and see. But I don't think. But that's not me dissing DJ. I love DJ. I love this team. I say right now, DJ's the best player on the team. Like easy. I will say it. I think he's better than Derek White now. I think he surpassed Derek White, even as a playmaker.
Shout out Rolly and Tito, by the way. Tito to like for the tanking thing. Like again, it doesn't have to be intentional tanking because Tito said Boston had the most ping pong balls the year that Spurs got dunked in. And then Raleigh or Rolly, again, I don't know how you pronounce it, so I'm sorry, dude. I'm trying to shout you out in the chat, but I don't know which one it is. It's like Clan calling me Gingy. I know he said, I know TD was not a product of intentional tanking, but he is a number 1 pick who carried the Spurs for 2 decades. So I mean, if we don't intentionally tank and we just do bad like we're doing right now, we could still get like a really good pick.
I could be wrong, but from the time that Tim Duncan was drafted, which was what 96? Am I right?
Wasn't he drafted the same year that we got the first championship? Wasn't he 99?
No, I don't think.
Let me look it up. I'm pretty sure it was
97. When was Tim? Somebody in the chat, come on, y'all know.
I'll look it up right now.
Okay. What I was gonna say was
Tim Duncan. Pretty sure it was 99. 97.
97. Okay. Yeah.
I thought he was drafted the same year we got the championship. My bad.
Nah. He did get Rookie of the Year. I was gonna say this. I was gonna say that like finding players and finding talent in the NBA has improved so much now than it did in the 90s. So even though Tim Duncan was a number 1 overall pick, and no matter what, every year you're gonna be pretty set if you pick the person that people expect to be number 1 overall pick. You're gonna be pretty good. But if you look over even recent years, that's not always necessarily the case. Like we've had number 6, number 7, number 8 picks become like superstars that end up being the best of their draft. All I'm saying is drafting has improved so much since the 90s. So you don't necessarily have to just bank on, it has to be the number 1. You can kind of get diamonds in the rough everywhere because of how much it improved. Actually, I'm gonna look at that. Actually, let's see. I'm gonna look at every draft. I want to look at that.
Every draft. I mean, me and Swiss Eel did Buster Steele when he was on, so he came on my podcast. That's what I was trying to tell you in the chat when you were messing with the projector. Like me and Swissy are like dogs now. Like he came on my podcast. We've been chilling. We've been talking on Twitter in the DMs, and like his main thing like on his channel was like, this person is like underrated, this person's overrated.
Yeah. And
so I made one of those tier lists. And I surprised him. I didn't tell him at all that we were going to do it. So I just pulled up like while we were on stream. I was like, all right, Swiss Eel, I've made this tier list and we are going to go through every player in the draft this year and say whether they are as expected, deal, or bust. And like we like ranked all of them. So
yeah, I ended up watching it. It was pretty great. I was gonna I got it up. All right, so this is what I was talking about. All right, so if you
I'm
look,
looking at your stream, yeah.
yeah. So if you look at like every draft, usually the number one is a good pick no matter what, but usually it's somebody else that's outside there. Like even this right here, like I would say easy, right? Joel Embiid at number 3. Just trying to show that you don't necessarily have to get a number 1 overall pick to, we're kind of out of those days, unless there's a Tim Duncan in the draft. You see Karl Anthony Towns, DeAndre Russell, of course. Porzingis was a big one.
Yeah,
maybe like, this one. Maybe this one's.
I know people really don't want us to draft another guard because we have so many guards and we need size again. But I mean, it could be the same thing with Primo this year. Like everybody was complaining about Primo being drafted, and then we like started to watch him play, and then like he reacted to like the drafting Primo was genius video, and I was like, all right, we didn't like that he was a guard, but he actually going off, and I think it could be the same thing with there's one guy on there, I think he's towards like 10th or 11th, and I think his name is I think it's Ty Washington.
Mm-hmm.
He's a guard, and I mean he hits threes, and he'd be good for the team. He'd work really well off Primo because Primo, I think we said Primo plays the 2, right, a lot, and I think Ty plays the 1, and Ty has like I think like a 40% 3 right now, and I mean we were just talking how we need like to step up our 3s, so I mean again it would be a conversation of minutes with like everybody like Vassal and Dejounte Murray and like all those guys, but say we get like towards the lower end of the draft, we can pick up Ty, and then we got Ty at the 1, and we got Primo at the 2. I mean, that's a monster right there.
Yeah,
that's literally like a Dame CJ that we were talking about.
Yeah, and I mean, and really, like if you look through, like you were saying, like you can get somebody around 10, 11 and be okay. Like even if you look right here, I mean, I would say I don't think people will argue with me on this if I said Donovan Mitchell's the best one out of this draft. He was 13th. Lonzo was 2nd. Markelle Fultz was 1st. Jason Tatum was 3. So maybe people might argue with that. I would still say I would take Donovan Mitchell over Jason Tatum right now. But I mean, that's just me. Here, let me just go a few more years.
But again, Jason Tatum is another one of those guys where it's like you got to think about. Oh, excuse me. You got to think about team chemistry because Tatum is an amazing Celtics player, but you got all this news coming out with Marcus Smart, and I'm going to have a video coming out on Wednesday about it where and I'll give you a little sneak peek of the title because I've been working on my titles. I think the best way to make a good YouTube video is to have a spicy title, so I've been working on those.
What's up?
But it's gonna be it's gonna be called Dear Jason Tatum ... You're not Kobe.
Oh, I like that.
And it's basically gonna talk about like ever since Tatum's 60-point game, he's trying to play that hero ball, and he's taking like all these contested shots, and it's like, dude, what are you doing? Like you got 3 Bulls players on you, and you got people open, and you're just not passing it because you want that highlight reel, and it's like, dude, you're shooting a double red on 2K right now.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty bad, and even if we look at, hold on, wait a minute, what year are we in? 2018. Okay, boom. Luka Doncic at 3. Trae Young's at.
Oh, you're talking about the drafts. I was like, it's 2021, my guy.
Oh no. Yeah. My bad. Yeah. So Luka Doncic at 3, Trae Young at 5, and then you jump SGA, who's playing phenomenal. He's at like 11. So let's see. Let's just do 2019. I'll just do a couple more. Zion Williamson, Ja Morant's number 2. Yeah, I think without a doubt he was the best. Tyler Hero's 13. So yeah, you can get you some stars in there. You don't have to necessarily be dependent on the number 1 pick. Here, LaMelo Ball was 3. This wasn't a great draft, was it? I guess we don't know yet. It's only 2020. Yeah, we don't know. Mm-hmm. And then this newest one, yeah, we don't know yet. But yeah, overall, what I'm just trying to say is like, as long as you get a lottery pick, you can get lucky here and there. Number 1 picks aren't always the best pick in the draft. But then, with that being said, if we get the number 1 pick, I'm sure the Spurs will pick the best player. So it just is what it is. I don't know. We'll see.
The Spurs are really good about like using draft picks because I mean we got Primo in this draft, and they were talking about it during the game as well. Like literally during this Magic game, they were pulling up stats about like how much of our team like was from the draft. And that's always been a thing with the Spurs. Like you go back to like Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan is one of the only players that, along with like Kobe and some other guys, that have stayed on a team for like something amount of seasons. I think it was like what was it, like 19 seasons?
Mm-hmm.
Stayed on one team. So that's always been a thing with the Spurs. You know, we never really do trades that often unless something happens that's crazy, like Kawhi saying, yo, I'm out of here. So we always are really efficient in the draft, I feel like, which is a good thing. So no matter what our pick is, yeah, we're going to pick somebody good up. But I feel like, you know, the higher our pick is, you know, that's just a given that it'll be better. Because, I mean, that's just how the draft works. I mean, that's literally the draft, you know. So
we're gonna be okay, man. I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Well, look, we went for how long have we been on? We went for about 46 minutes. I think that's a pretty good chunk.
You gonna hop off, man?
I think so. I think I'm gonna finish watching this game because Primo just made an incredible step back 3 that just got the Spurs within 6. So that's pretty nice. So I think that I'm gonna watch some of that because people are kind of going crazy over it. Wait a minute. But before I do that, friend, we're gonna have to plug your stuff. Hold on.
Oh yeah, I was about to ask if I could do that.
Yeah, man. You don't have to ask that. Boom.
All right. Yeah. So I know Clan showed it on the screen a little while ago. I'm GINGEYY on YouTube. It's with 3 Y's because I couldn't get it with 1 or 2 Y's. But I talk about basketball stuff on my channel, so I would really appreciate it if you subscribed. I'm 189 or 190 right now. I'm trying to hit 250 by the summer. I do talk about as many teams as I can. I don't just focus on the Spurs. I am a Spurs fan, so I talk about Spurs like mainly, like with Clan here. But I do try to talk about every team, and I got a podcast on every Sunday called Nathan But Nick, because Nathan's my IRL name. So that's on YouTube, that's on Spotify, that's on Apple Podcasts, wherever you get it. So yeah, I really appreciate you having me on, Clan. You got an awesome chat, man. I like talking with them. I hope some of them can come over to my channel. I hope I didn't sound dumb or have any like insane takes.
No. Everything I say is crazy. So it's I don't know. You're the tame one. They're probably like, man, Clan, dude, just put him on. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. So you're good. But yeah, bro, well, I appreciate you coming through. And I do like your content, so you need to keep it up.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, and I love the stream with you and Swish Hill. And I think I saw. Were you on there with Cool Hero G one time?
Yeah, Hero known as Cool G.
Yeah.
We're I'm gonna get with him to see if he can do another stream here in a few, because he like last minute had something come up.
Oh, okay.
And so he was gonna be like on the call like me and you are right now, but but like last minute he was like, hey, I'm having to drive somewhere, so I'm gonna join the call in the car.
Okay.
I was like, okay. And so that's why I was like, on the episode with him, it's like cracking up a lot. And then like he dropped like halfway through, but he was like, hey man, just let me know if you want to do another episode when I'm actually like there and we can do something. So I'm gonna get with him so Cool G and me can do like an actual video.
Okay. And
then I've done episodes with I don't know if you know this guy, but CJ Hoop Talks. He's really cool. I mentioned him in my my Primo video.
Yeah.
Me and him are like super tight. Like he reached out to me whenever I used his clip in like the Primo vid, and I got super scared because I was like, oh no, I used his content. Is he gonna like call me out because like I pulled the clip from his? But he actually like shouted me out on like his story, and he was like, yo, this is one of the best Spurs videos I've seen in a long time, you know. And I was like, thank you, man. So me and him started talking, and he's been on the podcast a couple times. So like me and him are super tight, cool too. So
Nice.
but yeah, man, I'll see you later. I really appreciate coming on, and yeah, I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, bro. Thank you.
All
All right, bro.
Peace out.
All right. Yeah. I hate that guy. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I do that every single time. I'm sorry. All right, let's get into this. Oh, I'm recording, guys. So let me hold on. I gotta do an outro for the actual video. Okay, this is gonna get uploaded tomorrow. So here's the outro. Okay, deal with it.